Let's go!
We have a new character that we get to evaluate on our journey of visual discovery. We were talking about who to do next, and I was like, well, I want to do some of the female ninjas. Kitana seemed like the #1 bet because I think Kitana is probably main Mortal Kombat character more than the one we're going to do. But weirdly enough, I'm more interested to look at the visual elements changing of Mileena more than Kitana. Even though I consider Kitana like 100% more of a main character than Mileena, it almost feels blasphemous if Kitana doesn't make it into a Mortal Kombat game at the start in some way. But Mileena clearly is like the more popular character just overall, and I feel like she has changed more over time than Kitana has, if that makes any sense. Because Mileena's gone through some pretty crazy visual overhauls on like her mouth and her face and the crazy what she looks like underneath it. So that's kind of interesting to evaluate, look at, and see what the hell is the best looking one and the creepiest looking one. Because Kitana, I think, has been kind of visually consistent in a lot of her games, even though obviously different. Obviously different. So that's my reasoning for prioritizing Mileena in this situation. So let's start. Mileena from Mortal Kombat 2, which was her first inclusion. Who would have thunk that she's a Kitana clone? I mean, for the most part, right? Most of her in-game visuals from MK2 are all kind of Kitana-ish. And that's not a bad thing because, you know, again, things can be slightly different. Slightly different. What's interesting is when you take the dang old mask off. And this is where we're gonna have to start really looking. So this is wow. Okay, you don't want me to rate that. That is effing horrifying. What is going on here? Holy Jesus. Let me look up a video or something. Hold on a second. Mileena Mortal Kombat 2 gameplay playthrough. Let me look at some gameplay here. Hang on a second. Right. Does she really hold her hand like that? Why don't I remember that? Why don't I remember that? Huh. And you know what? I don't know if I love this costume very much. I don't think I do. I think the classic MK ninjas look a bit better than some of the female characters in this one. It's kind of weak. It's just like a one-piece bathing suit with a mask. So I don't think it's as effective. I think some of the regular MK ninjas are a bit better. And I gave them by default like pretty low ratings at the start. I think she might be like a 4. I think MK2 Mileena might even be below a 5. Mileena in Mortal Kombat 3. Granted, we're still pretty close to her being a clone of Kitana. Still relatively close to it. But this is sick. Now we're starting to get some identity. Now this is not just like a one-piece bathing suit. Now we got like a little bit of identity to the character. I'm digging like the black lines, right? The black on purple. This is her, I think the character artwork, and it's a bit better, right? We're getting better now. And in fact, I would comparatively say this is like a 6. This is looking significantly better than what was going on with Kitana. I like it, right? I think the pink on black looks pretty good. I don't think it goes that hard, but we have something that looks significantly better than MK2 at least. I want to look at Mileena gameplay because I never see people play Mileena in this game. I see only very few characters played in MK3, UMK3. Because obviously it's like the good ones. Yeah, she looks a lot better in here. The posing's better, like everything's better. She was bottom 2 in UMK3. Well, that's why I have barely ever seen her played. Right? That's why this is so... What? You know? We'll give her a 6. A 6. Here's a weird thing. I had to recollect if Mileena was even in Mortal Kombat 4 before I Googled it. And yes, she is. But in my head, Mileena has to be in MK4 in some way because of... Where is it? I gotta find it. fake MK fan, huh? Mileena has to be an MK4 because of Chiriquan. So let's take a look. MK4 Mileena. Huh. Interesting. Almost went back to basics even more. Thinking like this is a downgrade, right? Feels like MK3, but less. Is not good. In fact, I think I'd probably give MK4 Mileena, sheesh, I don't know, like maybe a 5? I guess maybe a 5. To me, this is like the de facto. I think it's better than this, dude, right? I think she looks better than MK2 Mileena. Give me a break. I don't think she looks as good as what was showing up here. I don't think so. I feel like just the straight like one-piece bathing suit costume doesn't do a lot for me. I think this is like middle of the road. Middle of the road. It's like a 5. It's okay. Mortal Kombat Deception Mileena starts to get pretty crazy. The design is starting to change a lot now. Granted, all of them are like relatively, are they getting skimpier or are they just, she's just always going to be, you know, it's kind of skimpy in some way, which is why people like Mileena. I'm seeing fan art of her Deception costume almost all over the damn place. And here we go. I found a high quality render of it. This isn't bad. I actually kind of dig she does look like a sex empress, right? Let's be real. She looks even more like she is a seductress of the night. Like she's gonna turn your dick into a snake and then stab it in the head. I don't think it's bad. She's definitely got like, I'm a sex assassin. I'm gonna sex you and then assassinate you. It's not a bad design though. I think it's pretty good. It has identity. It has like all the elements that are kind of there from Mileena, the mask and everything like that. Can we look at MK Deception Unmasked? Oh dear, there it is. She's just a shark, right? Underneath the mask, she's just a shark. I mean, I still think overall, the design is an 8. Does she have an alternate costume? Damn, it's even skimpier. Holy moly. Damn, these boys went in. Jesus. I think the other one's better. I actually think this one's better. I think this looks cooler here. It's just low poly, mad horny, right? I think this one's like a 6. I think this one actually looks kind of cool, you know? I'm gonna give this one an 8. Deception Mileena, best Mileena. This alternate, I think, is just, this is reaching some DOA levels at the time, right? Reaching some DOA shit. But the cosplay though. Yeah, this design's pretty cool, man. In fact, I'm sort of hovering around a 9. To be completely honest, I'm thinking this is easily one of her coolest looking designs. It is funny she's just pantsless, but you know, at the same time, I get it. Armageddon is the same as this. Armageddon was an asset dump, so it was this costume and this costume. This is actually a shot from Armageddon. Armageddon, as we have historically been checking on these characters, doesn't usually provide a lot of new outfits depending on the character. Most of them are the same stuff that was either in Deception or Deadly Alliance. Shaolin monks, and we just played this. Right? It's not bad. It's not specifically amazing either. It still is like showing a ton of skin. That's just because that's the way Mileena historically is. I don't think this is that bad because they're all kind of like this in some way. I think this is like a 7. The shoes don't fit. I mean, granted, the shoes are crude. Let's ignore the shoes. I think it's like a 7. Better than MK4 for sure. It's like a 6, maybe a 7. I'm gonna say it's a 6. It's relatively simple, but kind of low effort. Where's her pants? At least she's got a loincloth, brother. Because she's been missing pants for a while, it seems. We're at the part where it gets interesting. We're at the part where we have some controversy. Oh, yeah. MK9 Mileena. Damn, boy. She is an ultra stripper now. Like the nylon stuff going on. Holy moly. No wonder Kenny loves this character. So how much different is it? It's pretty much this costume, right? Let's be real. This is pretty much the same shit. I mean, this one exposes a little bit more. To me, this is a better costume than this. This one is obviously going for that, but I feel like it just effectively looks better. And yeah, she gets a lot of different outfits in this game. Actually, you know what? Let's rate this one first and foremost, because this is obviously like the Mileena. this is the one where I think the most people ended up liking this character was this costume. I understand why, and there is an absolute element of horniness to it, 100%. But it's also the fact that it does have some aesthetic shit that is good looking, that does fit, like the lines of where the character's costume is, although limited, it still looks good. I don't think it's premium. I think it's like a 9. She actually looks like a bad guy now. Yeah, I agree with you there too. This costume though is absolute mega bait, right? This costume is Bandage Mileena costume. That's like, it's like a 2. I'm sorry. It's too thirsty. She looks a lot more like Kitana here, but she looks less evil, right? She looks less evil. I think this one's only about like a 7. MK3 alt looking pretty good. I think this one's also about a 7. Not bad. This one's like maybe a 6 or a 7. Not bad. Maskless, she's still a goblin. Like, she has this very goblin-like nose. Jeez, I just can't get behind this shit, man. That shit is bad. I do not like this look for Mileena. I just do not. I don't think I like the thin teeth look of this Mileena very much. I still think overall the MK9 costume is a 9 out of 10. Moving on, and hot god diggity damn. All the fucking messy, unkept hair and shit. Fuck, dude. MKX just swinging for home runs every single. And the alternate is is just as good? How, man? Oh my god damn, dude. I don't think this one is as good, but this is their default outfit. I think it's perfect. Actually perfect. I'm sorry. This one's 10 out of 10. You might disagree with me, but this is premium fucking, this character has never looked any better than this. She still looks like a bad guy, and she's still sexy. She gotta be sexy. Damn it. Just the right amount of, you know, of horniness in the character. And then you have the proper like ninja variant, right? You have like the assassin Mileena variant here, and I think this one's also a fucking 10 out of 10. I think this shit also looks friggin' awesome. This doesn't look so great. This looks amazing. God damn. I'll give this one a 9. This one's also super sick. This, the maskless version. Hang on a second. How do we feel about MKX Mileena mouth? You know what? I think under certain angles and scrutiny, I think it's actually the best looking. You think the lips are weird? So here's the problem. Any other version of Mileena with like her teeth just baraka-ing up and down looks weird, because how is she pronunciating anything that's like a B or has an S in it or anything like, how is she even, it looks fucking odd. And that's the problem with Baraka, like, and that's where recent Baraka sounds like fucking odd how he can't pronounce anything, because he has no lips, dude. If we're to make her actually be like a human that talks like a human, she needs to be able to enunciate in some way without just being teeth in mouth, you know? It's an approach to her face that they try to like, okay, so how do we make her like more human looking while still being freaky? And I think it's good.
What do you want?
I think it's also animating pretty well too.
What do you want?
And also it has like, and it looks freaky.
Never.
You know, I think I kind of like it.
Sister.
I like it.
Raiden.
You know what? And you know what sells it all in a second? You know what is the ultimate sell? The best Mileena has ever looked is in concept art. It's so sick. It is so sick. That's Mileena. Nailed it. At least to me. And you see like the other versions of like where they were going with it and stuff. And it looks okay. Then you understand why they landed where they did. I really think MKX Mileena is the premium shit. Incredibly effing cool with the way this character looks. So yeah, MKX Mileena is some top premium shit. I think 2 costumes, her ninja costume and her default costume, are like 10 out of 10. MK11 Mileena. Wow, her egg shape. Her head is so shaped weird. That's my first impression. Her head is shaped weird. It's extremely wide. Let's look at better artwork. Okay, let's look at the costume because I think okay, number one, I think her hair looks weird and I think her head looks weird. Let's look at some other stuff. Let me look at intros. Yeah, she's like missing a headband or some shit. She really is. She's missing something for her face.
You are also born of the flesh pits. We are alike in every detail. Then I know exactly how to take your life. Come to me and do my bidding. You are not the first of us that matter. I am.
We ever see her face? Yeah, intros and victories.
Changed since we last met.
I have regained my soul and my humanity.
Neither is an imp.
Look
You
at
were
this.
using me.
And you were a most useful idiot.
Yeah, geez, man. There's just something about this mouth. That's my only problem with that version of the mouth, right? With the Baraka mouth. It's just like, meh, 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 meh. You can't enunciate anything. It just has to go up and down. They turn into a Muppet. I mean, we're still rating the costumes and the overall design of the character. And we have to like go based on this. And I do not like the hair, and I think the costume is kind of simple. The costume is sort of going back to a simple design. So the MK11 has like 1 billion customizations and stuff. Let me see if we can even quickly look up. Yeah, it's kind of bland, right? It is kind of bland. So obviously MK2 style costumes, MK3 costumes. Yeah, none of these are really doing much for me. This looks good. This is definitely the best the MK3 costume has looked. For sure. All of this stuff, I don't know if it's hitting. Actually, her default is the best. I think this is the best and this is the best. Straight up. Yeah, her hair is too normal as well. Right? Her hair is too pretty. She gotta have fucked up hair, man. It's Mileena, dude. She hasn't washed her hair a day in her life. I think MK11 Mileena is like a 6. I think some of like the stuff we see in Deception is actually better. I think it actually is. I'm not going as low as a 5. I think it's only okay. It's a relatively mid costume. We're not done. I mean, funny enough, we're not actually done. Immediately compare this to this. And it's already looking better. This is MK1 Mileena. Way better. My initial impression is an immediate, like at least an 8 out of 10, maybe a 9. The hair is now pulled back, right? It's a bit different. Not that bad. There's just not a lot of art of her. There's a couple of shots of Mileena because she's like shows up in some parts of trailers and shit. But I think this is a cool looking outfit and still manages to be like relatively sexy without just showing skin. People had the same interpretation. Like, man, Mileena got hotter when she got like pants. Right? When she got her MKX pants. And I kind of agree that like in some ways, like, yeah, this is a little, I think this is like hotter and then less pandery. Are these creepy Mileena teeth now? Yeah, so they're clearly trying to do something. We need our character to have lips to actually be able to enunciate and talk. It's like a less evolved version. I get it, right? And it probably is going to get worse over time because this is the beginning. And this is where we eventually are going to go. Ah! The tongue is sticking straight. Mileena did not need a predator mouth. Go back to this. To me, I'm gonna say go back to this. I think it's overtly goofy. She really just has a fucking predator mouth, dude. I really don't like it. I'm gonna be real. I really don't like it. If we're gonna rate this face, I give it like a 5. I give her overall design like a 9. I give the face a 5. I'll balance it out at a 7 because of how distracting this is. I think it's even more hilariously distracting than any of the previous Mileena mouths. What the fuck? Holy shit. How is this a 7? It's a 7 because her overall design is like a 9. This looks really good. And then this is what she turns into. No, I'm being polite by balance. This is like a 5 or a 6 face. Like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, I'm curious, like, what does she look like closed, right? What does her mouth look like closed up? Oh, but she doesn't have a normal closed mouth. Look at this shit. Yeah, and this is just like, you know, slightly different version of MK9. What even happens here? MKX peak Mileena. Gonna call it right now. I think MKX Mileena, best Mileena. I think second best Mileena actually belongs to Mortal Kombat Deception. And it seems like a lot of people agree, and I can understand why, right? After that, obviously, MK9 costume is pretty good. But I don't think was the best. I think the MK9 costume was only okay by comparison. Oh, that's right. She was in the latest movie. Oh, God, I forgot about this. This has some kind of jagged teeth and relatively normal looking outfit. If she didn't have the size, I would not know that it's Mileena. Although I think this is pretty sick looking. This is obviously touched up with some CG here. I think this is actually a way better version of the MK9 mouth argument, right? I don't know. I think it looks okay. I think all I'm talking about is the mouth. I think we're gonna talk about spiky mouth. Not bad. Everything else sucks. No purple. It's like a fucking 3 or a 4, dude. Oh God, really? Dude, she's literally just wearing a corset. Is that it? Is this it? Oh God. Oh, that's a good shot. Some guy is like, they came up with this shot. He is like, I am so creative. At least it's Mileena. Wait, did we just jump cut? She took too long to bounce off the wall, so they just like cut out 7 frames?